The fourth idea, Henri, is that when you're starting your business, you want to be sure that in your mind you know that you're wrong. One of our colleagues at the Harvard Business School did a study of 400 of our graduates from our MBA program who had started new companies. And about half of them had become successful and half of them had failed. Of those who became successful, he asked another question, and that is, could you show us the strategy that you're now following that has led to your success? How close was it with your original strategy that you intended to follow when you raised your money? It turned out that 93% of them who had become successful are following a completely different strategy than they intended to do. And the difference between the successful ones and the failures wasn't that the successful ones got it right the first time. They just had money left over after they got it wrong to try again. And this is the fourth idea, and that is, if you want to be successful, just remember that you've got to have a strategy, but in all likelihood, you're wrong. And so I've got to be careful to figure out what the right strategy is. And that means to figure out the job to be done. So this is just a general model of this problem. So at the beginning, I have to have a deliberate strategy. I got to have a sense for what direction we'll go. We then get resources to get it started. That then we use to make new products and services. And the products and services that we introduce to the market becomes our actual strategy. Now, as we're out in the market with these products, we get a deeper understanding of what works and what doesn't work. And that then helps us figure out how we make money. And how we make money is actually really critical, because with that understanding, that determines what we will give resources, what we will allocate resources to do. And so this is kind of a process. But then, as you compete in the market, unanticipated problems and opportunities arise. And these things that you never thought about before are what we call emergent opportunities and problems. And those emergent problems compete against deliberate problems to figure out what you actually will do and what you won't do. And this process by which strategy is formulated is a really important thing to remember, not just if you're an entrepreneur, but if you're an established company as well. Just keeping in mind that we have to start with a deliberate strategy. We have to get funding to develop the products. But in the process of doing this, there's only about a 7% probability that we're right. 93% of the time, it's unanticipated problems that we have to address, or unanticipated opportunities that we never thought about before. There's a 93% probability that it'll come in this direction. And so that's the next one I wanted to offer, is that if you're an established business, the deliberate strategy is the way the established company almost always works. But if you're trying to create growth, you have to just watch out on the left hand and on the right for what problems and opportunities emerge, and be sure that you get those in the marketplace, because a lot of times these things are much more exciting than the deliberate one on the top.